I was born to rule the Seven Kingdoms, and I will.
The war's already begun. I've drawn first blood.
Cersei will be ready.
They know we're coming.
What's going on, guys? Carmine here, and I just got done watching episode 2 of Game of Thrones Season 7. I've got to say, what the hell just happened? Those last 10 minutes were absolutely epic and fulfilled so much of my wish list, but we're getting to that later on today. The preview looks even better, and we may be in for another great episode from the looks of it. As always, guys, leave your thoughts below as to what you thought of episode 2, and who knows, I may feature it in my episode 2 review like I did last week and discuss your thoughts, but for now, let's see what we can expect from episode 3. So the preview starts off with Dany's dragons flying over Dragonstone, probably hanging out or serving as lookouts in case someone tries to sneak attack her as well. We also get a shot of Dany looking ahead, probably towards Jon Snow arriving on the island. The one thing I am looking forward to this episode 3, other than the whole Jon and Dany meeting, is actually seeing how she acts around him. I don't expect her to get all randomly turned on because, well, you know how these Targaryens can be around their own family. But I really want to see how she acts around him. Has she learned anything from her time in Essos? I'm sure she'll join forces with Jon. Yeah, we all see that coming a mile away. But how will it happen? Will Tyrion have to come in and stop her from being too much of a jerk like she was this episode? Yeah, I get that she had every reason to get on Varys' case, but she went a tad overboard. Am I alone here? Does anybody agree with me? I get that she doesn't know Varys all that well, but despite what he's done, he has been a Targaryen supporter for most of her life. Doesn't matter if he supported her brother or not, he supported her family, regardless. That should mean something. But Tyrion had to step in a little. I want Dany to have her own diplomacy skills instead of relying on Tyrion all the time to do the talking. All Tyrion needs to do this season is advise on where to attack and who this person is. She needs to step up a bit more. No more speeches, let's make deals. Let's make Westeros great again. That should be her strategy. That and building a wall and getting the Ironborn to pay for it. Joking, of course, joking. The next shot is of Euron returning to King's Landing, possibly with his hostages. I will say this, ahead of my episode 2 review, Euron has really redeemed himself from his terrible debut last season, but, let's be honest, had he been introduced in Season 5 like he should have, he could have done a lot more damage. Now, I will say this. I was a little suspicious of this Lannister-Greyjoy alliance. It's weird. It's like North Korea teaming up with Finland. It's weird and random, but it worked out nicely for Cersei. She's getting exactly what she wanted, and the audience is getting exactly what we wanted. No more sand snakes. I will have more to say on this topic when we get into it, but I've got to say this. This episode put Euron on the map for me the entire season, and even though he made an appearance last season, I'm going to consider him one of the MVPs this season and best newcomer. Hands down. Can't argue against that. We made fun of him for his Hot Topic outfit last episode, but he's proving to be one of the most fun characters we've seen in a long time, and it looks like that trend will continue in episode 3. Next up, we get a shot of Cersei telling someone that they've drawn first blood. It's hard to tell who she is talking to, but hopefully it's someone who can increase the chaos and add more fun to this war. I will say the one thing I'm expecting of Cersei in the next few episodes is to make some more queen-like decisions, whether that is ordering the death of Ellaria or deciding which target to attack next. Doesn't matter. I want to see more of her being a queen. Granted, we can't see too much of it with so few episodes, but I want them to throw something in there that'll show me the type of queen she can be or is. We all expect her to be terrible, but I want to see her being terrible. Because so far, she's made some good decisions. Trying to unite some of the houses of the Reach against their liege lords, allying with the Greyjoys, having Qyburn invent some anti-dragon weapons. Cersei's on the map right now, and she's doing good, but according to these next shots, that may change. Next up, we get Tyrion telling someone, possibly talking to Grey Worm before he sets off, that Cersei will be ready. I will say that I'm glad they're going to be going after a big Lannister target that isn't King's Landing, and this is something I've been looking forward to for a long time. You guys know I'm a sucker for castles and structures, and this will be really fun for me. Unfortunately for Cersei, losing your family stronghold is a big blow to not only your pride, but to your standing amongst your supporters. It's like Robb said back in Season 2. Why would anyone follow you if you can't hold your own home? Tyrion was right in deciding that target for Dany's armies and having the Unsullied go in there. It's also a good thing. They excel in close quarters fighting, and the one thing I really want to see them do is that hoplite formation that they were basically trained for. Dany used them as city guards for Marine, but they really excel in holding the line and vanguard formation. We got ship-to-ship combat in episode 2, and hopefully in episode 3 we can get some nice formation fighting, or maybe even a stealthy castle siege. Other than some nice shots of the coming battle of Casterly Rock, Euron bowing in the throne room, and a really good shot of Sansa, we get the moment we've all been waiting for. Dun dun dun. Jon and Dany. My god. I will admit I don't expect these two to ever meet up in the books, but seeing them together in the show, yeah, it's a little weird, and it's also exciting. I don't expect Dany to go easy on Jon. As far as she knows, he is the son of the rebel Ned Stark, but if she read up on her history, her father started that conflict by burning Jon's grandfather. With the loss of her Greyjoy and Dornish forces, Dany needs the North's support in keeping her invasion legitimate and not an act of a foreign takeover. Jon represents what the people love, someone of low birth who rose up and defended his home from those who took it. Not to sound like a douchey corporation, but Jon is good PR for her brand. I will say though, I'm not expecting too much from this meeting in regards to people around them. I want a private conversation between these two before Jon and Tyrion have their own exchange. I don't want to see Davos chime in with his usual line of, "We must band together." No, I want to see Dany and Jon together, alone, discussing the past and the future and seeing how they can help each other. I doubt she'll get him to attack any Lannister forces, but her main goal should be keeping him as either an ally or a neutral party in the conflict. Her main concern is keeping from repeating the mistakes of her father, which is something the North is afraid of right now, and understandably so. Needless to say, it'll be a very interesting discussion, and I hope the showrunners do it justice. But guys, let me know your thoughts on episode 2. Once again, I will try and read as many of your comments as I can, and if you're going to give me your mini review, then do it like I do. Tell me your thought on the Citadel scenes, Arya scenes, the North, and the Greyjoy assault. By the way, episode 4 of the Game of Thrones podcast is out on iTunes and SoundCloud. I'll leave a link in the description below to them so you can check them out, and episode 5 will be on my channel within the next few days, so look forward to that. But as always, thanks for watching, show me some love, and hit that like button, and be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Baba Booey.